Hello again, my name is Gabe Zolna. I got a request for donation from the Congressman of South Carolina, Trey Gowdy. He's getting ready for what he expects will be a battle in 218. And I don't think we're going to have to worry about Jason Chaffetz out of Utah. He's already said that he's not going to run again. Don't know what Darrell Issa is going to do. I imagine that he'll probably run again as well. Don't know if you folks know this, but Darrell Issa is one of the wealthiest members of Congress in Washington. He did it on his own, unlike a lot of the others, like the Munster lookalike, John Kerry, who married Ketchup. In either case, please don't get me wrong. I like Trey Gowdy a lot. I like Darrell Issa a lot. I even liked Jason Chaffetz. But here's the question. What have they done other than hold committee after committee after committee after committee? Can anyone point to one thing that they've done with any of these committees that did anything? Huh? I don't think they can. I don't think they can. There's not a single committee that they chaired, like Benghazi, which took I don't know how many years and how many millions of dollars. Nothing came of it. Nothing came of Fast and Furious. Nothing came of any of these committees. So what does that tell you? Does it tell you that Trey Gowdy's a bad guy? No. Does it tell you that Darrell Issa's a bad guy? No. How about Jason Chaffetz? No. What it tells me is the system doesn't work. It's a complete farce. That's what it is. It's not a whole lot different than millions of American people think that Saudi Arabia or Saudi nationalists were responsible in the takedown of the Twin Towers. Millions of people still believe that airplanes actually hit the towers and hit the Pentagon and hit Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Millions of people aren't awake. I don't know, folks. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with Obamacare other than it's falling apart. I think the American health care thing's a joke. I think Speaker Paul Ryan's a joke. I think most of the members of Congress are a joke. Some of them, I think, are senile. Maxine Waters is probably cuckoo. Dianne Frankenstein, probably cuckoo. Nancy Pelosi, probably cuckoo. How many businesses do you know where people are in their late 70s and early 80s and still have incredible power? Most people in their late 70s or early 80s are in a nursing home. They've got dementia, they got Alzheimer's. You don't think some of these folks have dementia and Alzheimer's? Not guys like Trey Gowdy or Jason Chaffetz or Darrell Issa. But I'll guarantee you, there's a number of them that do have it. I think Nancy Pelosi is nuts. I think Dianne Feinstein is nuts. I think Chucky Schumer's got a touch of dementia. Folks, I don't know. I really truly don't know. But you can't point to one thing that any of these incredibly expensive committees have been able to resolve. Nothing. How is it that Barack Hussein Obama is allowed to walk around free, receiving his $18,000 or $20,000 a month pension for the rest of his miserable life, receiving Secret Service protection for him and that Sasquatch he shacked up with, when he's committed countless acts of treason? Look up the definition of treason: aiding and abetting the enemies of America. Hasn't he done that by giving $1.7 billion to to Iran? Hasn't he done that by pretty much emptying Guantanamo with a large percentage we know have gone back to the battlefield? Isn't that arming and equipping the enemies of America? Come on, folks, the whole thing's a complete joke. If we had true justice, Obama would have been sentenced and probably dealt with a long time ago. But we don't have true justice. The whole thing is just a joke. They play us like a fiddle. That's what they do. Sorry if I sort of dragged on. What you're hearing is a lot of frustration. The system doesn't work. The two-party system doesn't work. Our Congress is a complete joke. Our Senate is a complete joke. What happened to Senator Menendez out of New Jersey when he had all these charges coming up against him? You see how they just get all swept away? Nothing ever happens to them. There's two sets of laws. Laws for them and laws for us. They're the lawmakers, so they make the laws suitable to them, against us. It's insane. Absolutely insane. And what's Donald Trump doing? What's the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, doing? Why hasn't he rounded up and taken the passports away from all of these criminals? And that's what they are. They're all criminals. Hillary is a criminal. Chelsea is a criminal. Bill is a criminal. John Podesta is a criminal. The list is endless. But nothing happens to them. Nothing happened to those folks that got rid of JFK. He was assassinated. And it wasn't done by Lee Harvey Oswald. He was a patsy. A cover story. No different than the cover stories for 9/11. Dick Cheney, the Vice President of the United States, shut down the air grid over New York prior to that event because that air grid would have proven there were no airplanes. How come jets weren't scrambled to take down those airplanes? We've got all kinds of jets at all of these National Guard centers. Why weren't they scrambled? Come on, folks. Look at the pieces of the puzzle. They paint an incredibly clear picture to me. I've been doing this for 4.5 years. You don't think I know what I'm talking about? You think I'm just talking out of my ass? You think I just make stuff up? When you look at the pieces of the puzzle, you can't help but see the truth. And the truth is frightening. There is a deep state, and there has been a deep state. J.F. Kennedy got whacked because he was going to get rid of the Federal Reserve and he was going to shut down the CIA. Why do you think we're in Afghanistan for 16 years? Poppy fields. Our military's there protecting the poppy fields. That's why they're there. There's no other reason for them to be there. We protect the pot. Look at the heroin epidemic in this country. It's all done by design. All done by design. Folks, we're screwed. We're really screwed. It's our turn to suffer. I do this to wake you up, to try to protect you and your children, to try to protect my children and my grandchildren. And there's nothing I can do to stop what I believe is going to happen. You sort of know what I think. If you're a viewer of mine, you know why I think what I think. Question now is, what do you think is going to happen in 218? And does it really matter? It's just a big show with a bunch of elitist jackasses shoving it down our throats. That's all it is. McCain should have been in prison when he came back from Vietnam. He received a presidential pardon from Nixon. His father was Admiral of the Pacific Fleet. This guy has been a terrorist in our Senate. That's sort of what I think. And he's not the only one. Go do your own research. Come to whatever conclusion you want. I already have. I wish Trey Gowdy the best of success in his re-election. Again, what's he done? Nothing. What's Dear Lisa done? Nothing. What's Jason Chaffetz done? Nothing. That's what they've done. And again, they're not alone. They can't wait to get on Fox, to be on national television. The whole thing's insane. That's what I think. And you know why I think what I think, don't you?